Yo. Feeling good? I hope so. Let me see. Let me see. Um. Alright, I need to do Instagram thing. One moment. Ta-da. Da. So many things to do. So many things to focus on at once. Sorry, one moment. Still just me. Still hanging out. Still vibing. Okay, we're gonna get started here in just a moment. Alright. Let's get this show underway. I can do this. Energy. Round 15 already here in season 4 of the 2025 F1 season, and we are well on our way towards a championship. This has been a wild year and it's flying by, but we have no time to waste as we continue on trying to win a constructors and a drivers championship. We have Zandvoort in 4 days. Quick turnaround here from the last session. We have research going right now, and if I saw right, the ATR period does end in 6 days, so it looks like we are waiting for that. We're pretty much giving up for now developing the car going forward as our chassis research finishes up there. Go ahead and do our race prep. I'm gonna go 2 in the top 8. I'm gonna slowly start to wind back the guarantees here, just because if we're not gonna keep developing the car as much as we should, then we'll probably do 2 researches. One is that we'll take a look. We'll see what we can do here, but that's going to be our targets here. I mean, pretty much all of the same normal things, except our qualifying position streak we're going to drop down to 2 in the top 10 for 5 races to try and make up that gap. But for now, I think that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot really going on. No one has, I guess Theo has a dev point, which we can throw into his reactions, sure. Any staff dev points? We actually do have a staff dev point. We'll throw that into the rear wing. Anybody else? No. Pit crew's still on tire changes. That's about right. And I guess, I mean, with that, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and head to the Dutch Grand Prix race weekend. Should be a very quick turnaround. We have the setup done and loaded. We do need to make sure we throw in all of the components we need to keep ourselves fresh. This might be a circuit where we try and get away with using a slightly more worn set of components, just because it is not necessarily the same level of circuits as normal. We're also gonna throw Deo in because I feel bad for not getting him as much seat time as probably should, realistically. 4 minus 320 and 75. We're also, the components issue, we're also going to try and it'll be because we're going to try and save some of our components for Monza next round. So we'll have the freshest components we can get for that. Perfect. Go to practice 1, manage FP1.
Ready to check?
Go ahead and get everybody out and going. The beautiful thing is we probably should hit 100% car part knowledge, especially considering we're not going to be making any major contributions the rest of the season. We may do maybe like a suspension or a side pod thing, like a cooling focus thing, just because we want to make sure that our car's cooling is going to be as good as it can be going into next season. And so we'll probably maybe do some extra research and development on that. major gearbox wear. We kind of expected that. We're still a-okay.
What's your thoughts on coming in or doing any more?
90%. Settle. What's going on? Nothing happened to Pierre. We're making up for lost time. Basically the last like 3 seasons on not getting Theo seat time in FP1s. And since Pierre pretty much has the Drivers' Championship locked up anyway, I figured why not have a little fun since practices are like the most boring anyway. Might as well give Theo some seat time to just to get some run. So yeah, so right now we're running Mick and Theo. We need Mick to get all the practice he can get, and yeah, Theo's been our backup, I think, literally since season 1. He's been our reserve driver, and we actually just re-signed him to a reserve role again. He's like a 78 overall at this point. And so realistically, we can use the rest of the season to like train him up a little bit and see what we can make out of him. So, you know, we've got to find some ways to make the rest of the season interesting, considering Pierre has the drivers almost locked up and we have the constructors like almost locked up as well. So it's a lot of waiting game at this point. We've kind of dominated. You know what, I backseat game? No, it's all good. Totally get it. I would probably I'd probably be asking the same question. It's like, you know, why not give your championship leading driver a break?
They've run wide.
You know, he's not doing too bad either. Granted, it's just like a standard push, nothing crazy, and on super worn components, but I mean, he's only 4/10 off of Mick, which obviously gets a little more run in the car. It's a good sign. Theo's problem is that a lot of his like intangible stats are a lot lower, and so it would take a lot longer to develop him into the same level of driver as Mick. I have thought about just upping, you know, putting Porcher in the car and replacing Mick, but if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just keep Mick, just because Mick is statistically a lot better than Theo. So I think at this point we're content to move forward with putting, very similarly to real life Haas, putting 2 known commodities in the car and doing it that way.
Copy that.
Yeah, the young talent improvement is not that effective in the game. I totally agree. I 100% agree. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to develop drivers that it's almost like better to let them develop somewhere else and then bring them in than it is to develop them yourself. So like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, you almost like don't want to bring him in because the development is just so slow. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, this game is like well into its life cycle, so it makes sense that they basically would just do like game breaking stuff and like other small stuff. I hope at least that they learned like a lot from this game and like the feedback from the community on this game, because I think that they can learn if they can learn a lot from this and like take that feedback and go forward into 23. I think F1 Manager 23 could be so good. It could be so good. I'm very excited. I don't know when they're gonna start like touching on it and start seeing some teasers or anything like that, but I hope it's soon. It's gonna rain. It's really dark. So everything that I've seen and heard is that they stopped development on this game to focus development on the next game. I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, so I'm assuming that means F1 Manager 23. I don't know like what else it would mean really. Like I just assume. Oh, Pierre got out behind Maloney. Pain. Also, Yuki's definitely gonna catch us. But I'm assuming there's gonna be an F1 Manager 23. Like this, the reception of this game was like super good, and so I'm hoping that that means that they're like gonna be making another one. Pierre got held up by Maloney like a lot, but our car is still super good, so we're kind of just vibing. Still, all right, Pierre, come into the pits, please. Thank you. Yeah, they did the F1. They hope they do that to the F1 23 game because F1 22 was the worst F1 game I played. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. This is my first. That was my first F1 game, so like I have no skin in that game just because I have no point of reference. I enjoyed it because it's my first one, but I can definitely going back and watching like F1 2021 and 2020 like videos on YouTube, I can see how it's extremely similar, especially 21. Like it definitely just looks like a reskinned 2021. So I can see people being disappointed, and also a lot of the glitches and problems that the game had over the course of its lifespan. Where I totally understand that people are hoping that 2023 can, you know, get back to being a little more innovative. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. I can't really talk to that too much just because I didn't play any other game. Honestly, that's why it's one of my goals this year, content-wise, on YouTube and stream a little bit. Is to go back and try a lot of the older F1 games just to have a comparison, or like gain a comparison. I didn't realize that Pierre ended up this far down. Uh-oh. But I'm interested to see what like some of the older games were like.
Radio check.
Radio check. Okay. Radio check. Okay.
Radio check. Okay.
Okay, should be green now.
Yeah, I really have high hopes for F1 23 and F1 Manager 23. I want them both to be really good because I think it could be a lot of fun. Kevin Magnussen putting in a time. Pierre's starting his lap. We'll let Pierre finish his lap before we reconfigure Mick. Pierre goes P2 on a used set of softs. Lovely. Lobbies are bugged. The tires are co-op mode is bugged. Safety car issues. AI being too aggressive. I will agree. The straight line speed on F122 was crazy. Let's see. So yeah, yeah. F1 Life. Even I, with zero prior experience in the F1 games, looked at F1 Life and went, I don't think we really need that. But yeah, I've heard there was a lot of issues that kept people from enjoying it. The AI, I haven't played it enough to really talk too much about the AI, like aggressiveness, mainly because I played the game on controller, which I was really bad, and now I'm semi playing it on wheel and pedals technically, which also is rough because I haven't played a game on wheel and pedals before, which means I'm just bad, so I can't really speak to the AI too much because I'm just really bad. Okay, hot take, I kind of enjoyed the supercars. I just find it interesting just to drive them around. I don't mean to like actually drive them and try and drive them quickly. I just mean just to drive them around the circuits. I find that very interesting. I think it's an interesting idea that could be improved upon severely. We'll just say that. Mick improved by 0.02 on a fresh set of tires, by the way. Let me move on. Both Ferraris out. That's a shocker. It was too undrivable. They were very difficult to drive. They were very heavy. Like, I understand that compared to an F1 car, a supercar is not going to hit the same, but I don't think they're going to be like as heavy and floaty as the current setup for them is. I totally understand what you're saying though.
Copy.
They definitely were very cumbersome to drive is the word I would probably use. God damn it. God damn it. I always send them out immediately after people. Like, I wait for there to be a gap, and then 3 other people decide to go all at the same time. Pierre should get a clean lap. He might catch Verstappen like right at the buzzer, which we do. We go faster than Lando and Danny and
Car in the wall.
who crashed?
Yeah, copy.
Who done it?
Yellow flag 15. Yellow 15.
Copy.
Oh,
See
Kevin!
what happened
Kevin
there.
in the bin.
Now let's watch this. The Alfa
Kevin
Romeo
Magnussen
rolled
spinning. Spinning? Oh yeah, big spin. Oh, that's a broken rear wing.
Something went very, very wrong there.
Oof. The only positive is the crossplay. I understand that. Is this the first F1 game with crossplay? Yeah, it's in for it. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of this screen, to be fair, so far. We're getting here, though. We're getting here. It's like 1.5 hours away from you. That's cool. I was gonna say I wonder what it's like to live that close to a circuit, but I actually do. Coda is about 1.5 hours away from me, so I totally understand what that feels like. I don't get to ask that question and wonder because I actually know. I live 1.5 hours away from Circuit of the Americas, so that's fun. Yeah, we went. That's how we ended up going to the U.S. Grand Prix in October. I started watching F1 in like the middle in like Miami weekend, and we decided to buy tickets to the race and go to the U.S. Grand Prix just because we live so close, and we literally just drove up there like the morning of. All right, we're gonna hop on board with Pierre. Actually, we'll hop on board with Mick as we go through here. I have not paid attention to this like at all. We'll do this and then we'll talk about that. But yes, Mick goes yellow first sector. That's not what you want to see here, Mick. Here also goes yellow, dude. Our cars, I don't know if it's the components we used or if our car is just actually lacking a little bit of pace right now. But a green middle sector and up to the line, and Mick does not improve. Jumping over to Pierre, who likely also is not going to improve enough, not with the yellow sector, so he'll come up and cross the line and also does not improve. So it's going to be a P3, P5 finish for Q3 here at Zandvoort, which, you know, this is going to be a slow heat death of the universe kind of thing because we're not really going to develop the car much more. And so we're just going to slowly lose pace over the course of the last like 7 rounds. So this is going to get interesting, but we still qualify pretty well. You should have asked if you could manage Ferrari in real life. I love seeing all of those jokes down the stretch of the real F1 season when after F1 Manager came out, because everyone was making the joke of like, we can do it, we can fix Ferrari, we can do it. But yeah, it would have been funny. But yes, we really enjoyed the US Grand Prix, especially because apparently we got to see a really good race, which it was a really good race to see. Apparently it was definitely regarded as one of the better races of the year. It was very interesting, very fun, first race ever been to, so we tried to just kind of take it all in. Yes, 7 came out on the last lap was crazy. We actually were sitting right by turn 15, and so we could see that all the way down the back, all the way on. I can do this in the camera, all the way down the back straight, around like the, I don't know, like the sections, but like the back and forths, and then we didn't get to see him the actual overtake, but we got to see the start of it where he went around the outside on the way towards the last 2 corners. It was crazy. The energy was so much fun, and really the race itself was super good. Yes, oh my god, I could see it. We were sitting right at the end of the grandstands for turn 15, and you could see all the way down the back straight. We saw the whole thing. It was wild. It was terrifying to watch in person, by the way. It was terrifying. It looked so bad, which, I mean, it was bad, but it looked like you could tell that like it could have been so much worse. It's gonna be, yeah, it was wild. And hey, they're gonna be teammates next year. That's gonna be fun for them. But yeah, that race was so much fun. There was the Seb and K-Mac thing. There was the Alonso crash. There was the slow pit stop for Verstappen where Lewis was leading for like a good few laps. I mean, it had everything. It's more terrifying for Alonso. You needed to, oh, I'm 100% sure. Well, we could see it too because you see him catch air and like hit the wall. But even from where we were sitting, you could see like the gap in the fence for where the safety crew can get in and out. And it's like he missed it by meters. Like it was almost really bad. So yeah, I'm sure he was. The fact that he kept going and finished the race is wild to me. It's absolutely wild. All right, let me do this real quick. Okay, this is going to be a pretty straightforward looking thing. We're going to do a one stop for both Mick and Pierre, put in an extra lap of fuel, a P3 start and a P5 start for Pierre and Mick respectively. It's going to be pretty simple. I don't think there's rain to worry about. There's not. So we're going to be able to, we're going to keep an eye on things, see how it goes. Maybe a safety car or something to shake this up, but it's going to be probably purely on pace more than anything. But let's head to the Dutch Grand Prix.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line up on the grid.
We love when it's bright and sunny.
The drivers are ready.
We're ready. That's a Red Bull front row lockout, by the way.
Dutch Grand Prix.
Scary. A softs.
And it's lights out.
Softs.
And away we go.
Throwing softs for the McLaren. Softs for one Mercedes. Tire check. Tire check. Couple of softs. Verstappen on used softs, which I don't know if that's gonna do what they hope it's gonna do in this one. All right, we hold firm on a P3 and P5 start. Pierre overtakes Russell, but that's really just to get back to his original position. And try and go down the inside of the Red Bull around the outside. Dive back down to the inside, Pierre, do it. Make it stick. If you're gonna do it, make it stick. Leave it on overtake, leave it on overtake. Mick, go back to standard. Yes, perfect. Beautiful stuff, Pierre. Back up into P2, Mick into P4. Are we gonna get to see that?
Is that a new race position for Haas? Let's take a look at the replay.
Oh, it's a mirror image. Just down the inside into turn one. Gets squeezed all the way to the wall almost. That was scary. But after lap one, both drivers making up a position. Good stuff, Mick. Good stuff. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We need to make sure that we do not let Max get out of DRS range, which is looking easier said than done here as he already is, but I don't know.
DRS is enabled now.
I don't know, there's a lot we can do. The soft tires are doing their thing. I don't really want to. I kind of wish that we would just have more pace. We can't let Max get too far away. As Mick also falls outside of DRS of Leclerc, but I think that's just Mick's pace versus Charles' pace in that Red Bull. That Red Bull's quick, man. It is quick. But yeah, that's Pierre's not going to be occupied defending from Leclerc, so I don't think Max is going to be able to get away, which is unfortunate. But Pierre does hold off Leclerc a little bit longer, and Mick successfully defends from George Russell. Very nice. I think we're kind of settled in. We're going to keep pushing fuel, but right now we're kind of just waiting at this point. Am I excited for Drive to Survive? I am the most excited for Drive to Survive. Expected strategies. We're looking at lap 25 to 31 for pitting from Max. Probably closer to 25, just because of the fact that he's starting on used softs. Yeah, I'm extremely excited for Drive to Survive. This is the first F1 season I've actually watched, and then I'll be able to watch the episodes of Drive to Survive come out about the race begins that I watched live. And I'm very interested to see what that looks like for the first time. So I'm very excited. What is it? The 24th? Does that sound right? The 20th, 24th, one of those. I want to say it was February 24th. we'll get to watch those. I'm debating on if I potentially want to do like watch alongs on stream with the episodes, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just sit down and be able to watch them with the missus and do that. But I'm thinking about it. It could be interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited for it to come back. I'm super excited that we're getting ever closer to the car reveals. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Those literally start in a couple of weeks. Oof. Lando and George get by Mick. That's a little unfortunate. That's okay. We have a long way to go in this one. Yeah, the car reveals are going to be very fun. I think Red Bull goes first, February 3rd, yes. And then it kind of, over the next couple of weeks, everyone else will do theirs. I think the week of like the 13th, 14th, 15th, I think there's like a bunch of them kind of centered around that week. So that's the one I'm looking forward to probably the most. I can't remember exactly when everyone is going specifically. But once the first one comes out, it's going to get people so hyped online. So excited. No, I thought they did. We can find out. We have the technology. Mercedes announces launch date for 2023 car is, I saw it. Where was it? It will be launched February 15th. Yes. Yeah, Ferrari's on the 14th, Merc is on the 15th. Do they have a chart?
Who's running wide there?
I feel like they've had a... I feel like they have a chart. Where's the chart? Hold on. Let's see. Alfa Romeo is not scheduled yet. Alpha Tauri is February 11th. Alpine, February 16th. Aston Martin, February 13th. Ferrari, February 14th. Haas is not done one yet. Very excited for that. McLaren, February 13th. Mercedes, February 15th. Red Bull, February 3rd. Williams is February 6th. And that's it so far. Yeah, Haas and Alfa Romeo are the only ones not released yet. Yeah, I think the days of Ferrari, Mercedes, and which one was the 16th? One of those was the 16th. But yeah, like those days, that week is gonna be the best because there's gonna be like one every day for a few days. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see Mercedes's. I don't think Ferrari's going to change too much, so that's pretty hit or miss for me. And then I'm excited for Haas to do theirs once that actually gets announced. And then I don't know. We've talked. I think British and I have talked about how safe. Oh, Kevin Magnussen in the bin. Kevin Magnussen in the bin, spinning on turn one. That's not what you want, Kev. I think Red Bull needs a livery update. We kind of been talking about that a little bit. I would love to see a Haas update. Let's see, who else probably doesn't change that much? McLaren probably doesn't change that much. Red Bull needs one, might not change much. Mercedes, I know a lot of people are wanting the black Mercedes to come back, which I would be all for personally. I love the look of the black Mercedes. Lewis State of Merck will win over Red Bull. We'll have to see. I mean, I think what a lot of people are forgetting, and while Red Bull does have Adrian Newey, which is going to be a very real advantage for them, I mean, Mercedes didn't win 8 constructors championships in a row for no reason. Like, you can say what you will about exactly what happened and all that stuff, but they didn't win a constructors championship for no reason. So it's like saying that they're not going to get back near the top, you know, after the first year of a new regulation in which they got it wrong. Like, they very openly admitted they got it super wrong. I fully expect Mercedes to get back to fighting at the top. I'm really curious to see if Ferrari is going to be able to keep up with the two of them more than anything. DJ, let's go. How we doing? We're watching our drivers slowly go insane. You doing? Love to hear it. We're chatting about DTS, chatting about car launches. We're excited to see what changes going on. You think the penalty of Red Bull will be the downfall? See, I think okay, so to put it out there, the penalty that they got for wind tunnel time is definitely going to affect them. I don't think it's going to affect them as much as everyone is wanting it to. I think it's going to severely hamper their position next year, but their car was already so dominant over everyone else's this year that even the minor penalties that might give them in the short term over the long term, I think it's unrealistic to expect Red Bull to like fall off a cliff like some people might be expecting, if that makes sense. So it's going to get interesting. I think I'm more interested to see if the structure of the wind tunnel allocation for like Williams at the bottom gets how that affects them climbing back up into the championship race. Not necessarily at the top of the championship race, but you know, further up the order, because they get like something crazy like 125% time. Oof, Akon in the bin. And so I'm more interested to see about the teams at the bottom who get like the extra time. I think that's going to be super interesting to follow. I don't know if taking away time at more time at the top is going to do as much as people think it is. You think it'll be a race between Ferrari, Merc, and you hope Haas? Dude, I would love for Haas to be in the fight. I'm not even kidding. I would love to see that. Are we going to? I don't know. I think what we're going to see next year for Haas is something a lot more consistent because of the lineup of K-Mag and Nico Gimber. While I am extremely sad to see Mick go, I think they're going to get a lot more consistent. The problem is, are they going to be able to develop a car that routinely scores points? Like, they scored a lot of points at the beginning of the year, but then just like didn't really do a whole lot the rest. Like even K-Mag like really struggled down the stretch of the season. And of course we don't know exactly when they stop development on this car, focus on next year, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And so it'll be very interesting to see what they can do this season. DJ, playing Valorant? You've been streaming that game a couple of weeks now. Decent game. I played Valorant a lot, like early last year, before the year, like the end of the year before that. But it's one of those games where it's just like, I know I'm not good at it, and it kind of was taking a toll on my mental, so I put it down for a little bit, and we've kind of gotten on an F1 grind now. But I did play Valorant before previously. I don't play it that much, but I do still have it downloaded. They now have the budget to produce. Yes, that is the other thing. MoneyGram, what is it? The MoneyGram Haas F1 team or whatever it is. And they now supposedly, according to Haas, will be able to actually hit the spending cap limit for the season, which I think is going to be very interesting to see them when they can actually, you know, have the money to fully develop a car through the whole season. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to use this year as a learning opportunity to learn how to do that. I think it's a little unrealistic to expect them to be able to, you know, really develop a car and fight that much at this point. But at the same time, I really hope that it goes well, and hope they come with a better livery than the boy. Well, you think the red on white and black doesn't look good? I love a white livery, so I'm actually a big fan. But I do think they could make it a little, you know, a little more interesting. So bring back the black and gold, you know, bring back the black and gold. Thoughts? I think bringing back the black and gold could be very interesting. I'm not saying that I'm also not just saying that as a person who really enjoys a black and gold color scheme. I love a black and gold color scheme. I'm lying. I love it. Super interested in it. Can't wait. Oh, it looks like Verstappen might actually be slowing down a little bit now. Now that his tires are finally starting to come down. 45% on the softs. Last lap we gained over a tenth. Granted, it's not the most thing in the entire world. Let's see what it is. Let's see what this lap does. He runs a 112.4. We run a 112.4. So at minimum, we're matching times. So there is that. He's likely stopping in the next 5 laps ish. So as long as if we can make up a little bit of time between now and then, that would be great. Keep it wide, but do something with delivery. Yeah, I think I could live with that. I think right now it's very matter of factly. It's like white with the red and the black. I think you could do something interesting or more interesting. Like at least put something in there. I could agree to that. I would love in F1 Manager 23 to have like a livery editor. I know that's like so out there, but like I would love to be able to customize the liveries on the cars, even if it's something similar to how they do it in like the F1 games. If you could like change the liveries and like design like change it up, like even just having like preset liveries, you could like change it, modify it, change the colors, change like where sponsors go and stuff. I think we're loving it. I know we do need to get Mick by here. Especially now, yeah. That's a good call. I can't really say I was paying too much attention to Lando there. I didn't realize Lando was on the softs and they had fallen off that hard.
Haas with an overtake.
Oh yeah, we got it held up a lot. Good call. Car is faster. Alright, Pierre, let's see what we can do in a little bit of cleanish air potentially if we can get around Leclerc here. Or we can just go side by side. That works too. Well, to be fair, also to me, Mick was also a lot faster than Lando. So, alright, hold back right here. Beautiful.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
All right, we need to see what lap time we're looking at here. We're on a purple first sector. Lovely. We are catching Max a lot. His tires nearing the end of very clearly nearing the end of their life. We've caught up a lot the last couple of laps. Max still yet the box, so we really need to put in a little bit of work here as we continue on. Mick's pace is a little slow. Wondering what would happen if we do something like this. This is 3 seconds faster. Has that worked it though? I don't think so. It's a good experiment. Mick just doesn't have the pace when the tires start to die. That's the problem. I mean, George tire check. I mean, George has 5% better tires than Mick, so there is that. Verstappen finally boxes. Which means we now need to go. Because he's going to come out in... No, he came out ahead of Perez, which is unfortunate. We now need to try and break away as much as we can. Which might not be the most, but it will be a little bit. I think basically at this point we're going to be boxing opposite of, well, I guess we'll never really know that. I'll say we would try and box opposite of Leclerc. If he gets ahead of us here, It's not the worst thing in the world, but Verstappen is flying on new tires. Not exactly what you want to see, but
With an overtake there.
it is what it is. I think we're going to try and extend these tires a lap or two longer, actually. And try and get the biggest tire advantage that we can get here as we go down the stretch. Because the current strat, the current strat, he's looking at Verstappen's moving up. I mean, he's going to be on those hard tires for a while. I mean, even on the medium to hard, the tires are going to be tight. We're going to try and go not necessarily as long as we can, but we're definitely going to try and go a little long with Pierre. For Mick, we'll likely box at the end of the next lap. Yes, may go to hards, please. Box. Alright, Leclerc still has not boxed, so he likely boxes this lap. I had a guess, which means we are going to be boxing at the end of the next lap. So I'm gonna do this, but then also do this. What? Apparently we're boxing both of them. Apparently, and we lose the spot to. Oh my god. How? Well, that sucks. Actually, I didn't really want that. That's unfortunate. That's the first time I've ever apparently perfectly timed the pit stop entry
Haas with an overtake.
ever. Like, I've just never managed to do that. I was also really hoping, even on Harvest, that we'd be able to keep up with Leclerc in a straight line. Little unfortunate, not gonna lie. I said we need ERS for both of them, so we're gonna suffer for a few laps, and then we should be good to go pretty much the rest of the way.
Gain a position.
Verstappen has 5% less tires than we do for the rest of the race. Hopefully, as we continue into this one, we'll be able to get that time back when hopefully his tires start to fall off a little more than ours. And also we'll have enough ERS to survive. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. The gaps in the top 6 are what are probably going to hurt us the most, just because we are losing so much time. Both of you go back to neutral, and we're gonna speed this up a little bit, because at this point we're not a whole lot is really gonna change. We just need to start putting in a little bit more time compared to Leclerc and Verstappen, which obviously is going to be easier said than done, but we'll have to see. Verstappen runs a 1:11.1. Leclerc runs a 1:11.18. We run a 1:11.4. But we did turn on ERS back to neutral about halfway through. So this lap might be a little more indicative, hopefully. with everything. Verstappen a 111 dead. Leclerc a 111.1. We run a 111.3. Our pace is not there. Our pace is not there, unfortunately. Mick, I would love to see get around Norris if we can. Hopefully try and put a little bit of distance in there. Verstappen was a 110.9. We still only run a 111.29. Our pace. Where's our pace? Even Russell isn't running that much slower than we are, unfortunately. Verstappen's only getting faster, as is Leclerc. We are getting faster, but at the same time, not enough. 12.5 seconds behind Verstappen, almost 4.5 seconds behind Leclerc at this point. I mean, we're losing tenths a lap now to Leclerc. I think at this point, as long as we can try and just stay faster than Russell, I mean, we'll take a P3. I mean, at this point in the season, as we continue on, we're really in damage limitation more than fighting for wins. But I was kind of hoping we would still have a little more pace than this. A little more pace than this would be lovely. At this point, not a whole lot's going on. I mean, a safety car would be lovely. Build up our ERS back to max. Get maybe a cheap change of tire back to a faster tire. Bunch everyone back up. And I think that would, in theory, be enough. Because right now, losing 1/10.5 or 2/10 is not the way that we fight back into this. Unless back markers can slow down Verstappen and Leclerc just a little bit. But realistically, I mean, 25 laps remaining. Did I speak it into existence? I spoke it into existence! I spoke it into existence. Do we have a set of medium tires? We do. Where's Mick? I mean, Mick is running very slowly. I think we go back. Yeah, we definitely have the gap for Pierre. We go back to mediums. For Mick, I think we also go back to mediums. Yeah, there's enough time left here. There's definitely enough time left here to make that gap back up. Wow, I actually spoke that into existence, didn't I? All right, Verstappen and Leclerc do not box. Yuki Tsunoda is out.
No DRS.
All right, Pierre comes out ahead of Norris. Mick into the box, hopefully gets out ahead of Ocon. No, we come out in P12, but everyone else is going to be on old tires.
Energy's good.
Which they are. So if everyone does box from here, then we'll make up a bunch of spots. Worst case scenario, we're gonna have fresher tires
Got loads of energy.
than everyone the rest of the way. This turned out perfectly. Pierre only loses a spot. Mick loses out the most for sure. But the fact that they're gonna be on old hard tires and I'm gonna be on fresh mediums is lovely. I don't think apparently Van Dorn got lapped at some point. So there is that, which likely means the safety car comes in at the end of the next lap. It does.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. Let's not get caught with our pants down here. Trying to go 4 wide down the back, by the way. All right, we're gonna wait. I'm hoping that Pierre will be able to make up some ground naturally. Russell's already losing us a bunch of time, which is lovely to see. Alright, we need to get by the Mercedes, Pierre.
Oh, big lock up there.
Seb! No! Yes, big dive, make it work. Yes.
Haas with an overtake there.
Nick, how you doing? Nick, we need to be making moves here, Nick.
DRS is good.
Thank you, Mick. Finally. Alright, I'll get signs here too. Thank you.
Haas with an overtake.
I know we should hopefully naturally be able to catch up to the next group. Joe on the softs is an interesting one, not gonna lie. Pierre is now up into P2 past Leclerc. Perfect. Let's make up some spots. They were going side by side for so long, I thought the game was glitching out, by the way. I thought the game was legitimately glitching because it was plus 000. The game wants a Haas championship. The only explanation. Ooh! Mick try to get the nose in there. I appreciate the attempt. The attempt, Mick. Alright, perfect. Pierre is now no longer in DRS range for Verstappen. Beautiful. So hopefully he'll be able to, with his clean air, should be able to just go on.
Yeah, take it easy.
Copy.
For Mick here, we really need to make a move on the Merc. Luckily, signs behind us isn't really an issue. Whoa! What was that? Oh my! What? What was that? Bottas just dove to the side. I need to see this again.
Right, watch this. There's Schumacher.
I mean, he let us through. That's the only explanation, because he literally just disappeared for a second. I think we need to get by Ricardo, please. Thank you. Really need to be using our tire advantage here. Although Joe does have a tire advantage over us. So I think we'll let him go a little bit. And hopefully be able to probably follow him through as much as we could. But Norris does a good job of shutting the door on us there. Joe's likely going to be trying to move up now past Perez, which is going to be obviously also easier said than done. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, what a terrible exit. Perfect stuff. Perfect stuff. Mick now one spot out of the points. With just another McLaren on 61% hard tires. Should be, emphasis on the should be, a relatively simple overtake. But of course we've seen
We have low batteries.
Checo provide issues before. Without ERS, that's a little bit harder. With DRS though, it does help. We're gonna see if we can get a cheeky bit of harvesting done. Potentially just sit behind the McLaren for a lap or so and try to keep a bit of cheekiness going on. 12 laps remaining in this one as we continue marching. Ocon in the bin. Dude, Ferrari in real life better take some notes from this series, that you can't rest on your laurels, whatever few laurels you might have, because oh boy. Alright, I'm hoping that we can get through this lap, harvest up, have some ERS again, and then we should be able to fly by Perez, especially if Zhou can manage to get out of DRS. We might be able to do so while harvesting, because DRS is that strong. Perez is flirting with it. I don't think he's gonna get DRS unless, I don't remember where he did not, which means he won't be going into the next straight either. We may be able to get Perez while harvesting, which would be the loveliest of stuff, but without ERS to give us that jump, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But we will be moving Mick back to standard right here. He'll have it on the march up towards the next DRS zone, which we don't necessarily care if we get him here or the next one. Logically, probably the next one is the one we care about the most. That's because we do have a longer run up. All the way to the inside. Woo, through a wall. Mick is a magician. He's a magic man. Alright, at this point now we need to break DRS to those behind and then continue marching forward as fast as possible. Looks like Perez does not get DRS here, and we are actually extremely close to the DRS of Zhou ahead, but Zhou is going to have DRS going on to Russell, but we're hoping that Russell will be able to slow him down enough where we can naturally close the gap, which it looks like it might. Van Dorn having an absolute nightmare once again. There's no luck in that Aston. We are going to get DRS here, which means we should be able to, yeah, we will be able to close up on the main straight, harvest our ERS back up, and then from there march on. ERS is a powerful thing, as well as is a George Russell defense. Zhou on 51%, 50% tires. Pierre on 66%, 65% mediums. Verstappen on 47% hards. He's likely going to start slowing down soon-ish. We'll see what these lap times look like at the end of this lap, but Pierre is absolutely flying away with it thanks to a late safety car, which I called not but 60 seconds before this, by the way, before it happened. So realistically, I mean, P4 is on the table. I think we realistically need to be getting by these two if we have any shot at a P3, a podium for Mick, which might not necessarily be possible, but it's not out of the question though. Zhou does get by Russell, which again, not necessarily too unsurprising. We would like to get by Russell. And that Merc in a straight line is pretty good. Can we make a dive though? Potentially. The Merc goes defensive. All right, we'll drop back down. We are ready to strike though. Oh, go on, Mick. Oh. Oof, no ERS to use. That's tough. But we are a lot closer. All right, Mick, we need to get better than P6 here. I think that's kind of minimum at this point. It would be really nice if Joe were to, break away a little bit. Joe about to put that Alfa Romeo in the best finish it's had all year, by the way. Come on, Mick. Make the move. Oh, we just don't have it. I mean, we have to charge up for a lap and then try it on the next lap. Or the one after that, maybe. I don't know. He doesn't have the natural overtaking ability. We need as much ERS as we can get. The good news is, I mean, we have points. It is and points for Mick, but we would like more if we can get it. All right, we're gonna harvest for this lap and hope that it's enough. Okay, coming up on the second to last lap. Do we go for it this lap or do we go for it on the final lap? Realistically, I think we need to go for it. Likely, I mean, as soon as possible, really. Joe's tires are gonna start falling off soon. Like, literally falling off. Yup.
This will be our
Come
last.
on, Mick! Hi, Mick. How bad do you want it?
Haas with an overtake.
Not yet. Not yet. Oh, he makes a mistake! Done and dusted.
So let's check a flag.
P4 for Mick. And a win.
Whoa.
For yeah, wow. That's probably the best. That's probably the best reaction to this one.
Pierre Gasly finishes in
Woo!
first place.
Qualifies P3 and a late safety car saves our hide. And Pierre Gasly wins another race in 2025. Let's go.
So that is checkered flag, but you can
Go, Mick.
Yeah,
He won
that
a
was great.
Red Bull in a Haas sandwich once again.
brilliant, brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in. Well done.
Beautiful stuff.
all the
Joe
pickup
gets
can.
in the points. A great drive from Joe to put himself up into the
This
points.
weekend,
Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. Beautiful stuff. That safety car came at literally the perfect time. Literally the perfect time.
Imagine how tough
I can't remember who did it. It was Yuki.
Podium is a real feat, and it's been
Attaboy, Yuki.
accomplished in style.
Attaboy. We've won a lot of races this year. I plan on winning a lot of races next year.
The Frenchman was in sublime form today,
Sublime
fully
form.
deserving of his podium finish here.
Sublime. What's after Zandvoort? After Zandvoort is Monza. I remember now. Monza.
Alongside them, of course,
I'm
the
excited
other
for
two
Monza.
talented drivers completing today's podium
Let's go. That definitely should have been a Red Bull
lineup.
1-2.
Very successful.
That definitely should have been a Red Bull 1-2, but Pierre Gasly comes in out of nowhere and steals it by 12 seconds almost. He extends his lead in the drivers. I mean, we are... I'd have to do the math. I think, what, there's 6 rounds left now. There's 7 rounds left now. And we are 71 points ahead of Max Verstappen. So, while we haven't technically locked up the Drivers' Championship completely, we have guaranteed that a Red Bull isn't going to win it. Yeah, it's either Pierre or Mick, and it's not going to be Mick. So I think Pierre technically has locked up the championship. After Monza, we'll know 100% for sure. Oh, double development points. Let's go. None for Teo, though. We made a bunch of money. We made so much money. Look at that. Oh, yeah. 5.8 million in the bank. And we head now to the Temple of Speed for an opportunity to continue just locking these championships up as early as possible. Let's get it. Great stuff. Like, it's dominant. Oh, it's dominant. All right, the gap between us and Red Bull and the constructors is 90 points. Let me see. 90 points, which means they need in the last 7 rounds, Haas would need to score 0 points, and they would need 6 out of the last 7 to be a Red Bull 1-2, and for Haas to score 0 points for them to catch us in the constructors. So realistically, it's looking pretty good on that front. So we head now round 16, another quick turnaround, the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. We head to the Italian Grand Prix in Monza. A lot of fun, gonna be a good one. We have some good fresh components to use for this, but we'll start here with some dev points. We're gonna throw this into mix. Cornering speed for Pierre. We are gonna immediately come in and bang in one on his cornering speed. Dale also has one, and sure, we'll make it a trifecta all on the cornering speed. No dev points for anyone else. We have a lot of stuff. We have some up and coming driver stuff. I think we're going to ignore that for now. Our ATR period starts today. That's lovely. I think we're going to take a look and see one more good upgrade that we can bring this season. And then everything else is going to be going into research. It looks like cornering is the thing that's we're holding us back the most now, which means we may be doing a front wing as our last good upgrade. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Let's see, we haven't done a third chassis. Why does that sound wrong? Yeah, side pod research. So we could do a chassis. What does chassis do? Top speed and excel. I mean, realistically, our cornering is not looking too good. So we could just do an underfloor. I mean, if we're going to do one more, I think an underfloor might actually be the move. We'll do a bit of a beefed up one. We'll do 2 and then 24. And I mean, what are we talking about? We're going to be flying. Underfloor is so good. I think I want to focus low speed. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Intense. Get that going. 2.8 milli. 57 days. I didn't really look where those are going. Let's see. Those are gone. I mean, we're throwing everything we have right now into chassis developments because That's the only real technical change. We're gonna boom, boom. I don't think we're gonna cover the complete everything. 26 days. I mean, we'll be able to do another one, but 120k, we'll get that going. We do, we have the side pod research that's done in 3 days, so we'll be able to start another one as well. Once that's done, we will continue. Speak and ye shall receive. Our side pod research is completed. Our CFD simulator is not doing too hot. 6.5 milli. That's why we save. That's why we save that money. Our side pod research is completed. We're gonna jump back in here and do another one. Pretty much just dump everything we have into it. We're gonna focus on these as much as possible. Bump these up. 34 days. I mean, the research is cheap on not super important stuff. We continue on now. We got some scouting complete on pretty much anyone. We'll go ahead and do this again. I like trying to go to like the youngest people I can find, and then trying to find people, yeah, like people like this, like 20 years old, 73, 20 years old, 75, like people like that. People that are really young but have like really decent ratings already. Like Zane, I'll scout him. I think he hasn't shown anything too impressive right now, but we have like a 21-year-old, 70 overall. I think we're good on that. So that's the scouts we have going out. And then race prep. As we all know, we'll go 2 in the top 6. We're gonna put in some fresh stuff. 2 into Q2 should be pretty simple. Cannot promise fastest lap at all. 2 in the top 8 for 3. Finish position, we should be able to do that. Qualifying position, 2 in the top 10 should be a very easy finish. So there's that. But without further ado, not a whole lot going on as we head down the stretch of the season. Italian Grand Prix is up next. The Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome to life in the fire.
Let's see here. Once again, yes, Teo some seat time. Put in the goods, and then we'll keep that one in. Click on the same thing. Put in the broken ERS and this gearbox. Perfect. We're putting in basically the freshest stuff that we can find. 1 9 2 8 3 and 8 5. Perfect. Do 18 laps for Teo. Throw in that one. Throw in that one. And throw in that one. We have 1 9. So it's 2 8. This is 3 and 8 5. Perfect. Also do 18 laps. Practice 1. Let's go.
Ready, check.
Beautiful. And now, once again, we wait. Let me see. Bravo. Someone ran wide. I didn't see anything. So we continue on.
I think we've had a car run wide.
Russell George running wide. Let's see. What did I just watch?
They've locked up and gone straight on.
Did you do a
Let's see what
pirouette?
happens
Because I would
then.
love to see that.
Now just focus on the Haas. It's a lockup.
Alright, he kind of did.
That could be costly.
But just in the way that the AI does, unfortunately.
What's your thoughts on coming in or doing any more?
88%. I think I might be okay with that.
For now, no. That feels really good.
It was at 93%. Love that. Perfect. Can we give you a tweak at all? Try that. Literally try that. Just do a bunch of laps, man. Just do a bunch of laps. I literally can't be bothered trying to like calculate it, so just do it. Should pretty easily make it to the end for both of them. I'll lower the amount of laps for Mick. What did I say, a minute 20 per? Well, it should be about right. Yeah, put a lot less fuel in Mix and let him get up to speed a little bit more. Alright, we're fine. Every time, especially in practice, it goes from full speed to 1 times. It scares me. Fun, perfect, perfection. Bing. I don't remember seeing what's Mix. 89. I got a little better. I can live with that. Let's go to practice 2. Simulate to quality. Confirm. Waiting. Next.
Here we are, back for more Formula One action.
Preparing for qualifying. Oh, we are apparently the fastest. 93.95. Loving it. Loving it. All right, bottom stuff going on. The quickest thing that we literally could possibly put on the car. 96, 100, 100. Pierre is likely going to be about the same. 96, 100, 100. We are going to be the fastest this car could possibly be. Let's get it. Q1, here we go.
Radio check.
Everybody just going. All right, Pierre, follow around Albon. Pressure him up a little bit. Let's go. Mick's gonna get a clean lap. Mick is the one I'm worried about the most anyway. Pierre also is gonna get a clean lap, although he might catch Albon, which is gonna slow him down, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy. Mick only 600ths off of Leclerc, which is a good sign. Pierre puts 3.4 tenths on the Red Bull. Mick into the box. Should be pretty simple stuff here. Pierre into the box. Also, should be pretty simple stuff here. Where's... Verstappen not yet gone out until now, but he went out in a bunch of traffic. So he's going to be trying to chase it. He's going to be in the middle of a pack. And also with Daniel Ricciardo slowing down in front of him. So this is going to be an interesting lap for Verstappen, to say the least. I don't think he's... Yeah, he's... Oh my god. Oh, Verstappen. Oh, he's getting held up by Yuki. I mean, he still goes 1.3 slower than us, but that probably could have been a very much a faster lap from that Red Bull. He got held up in a traffic jam of a lot of slower cars. So, but thankfully everything looks pretty a-okay from our spot, so we should be... I mean, we have been literally almost this entire season, but Zhou once again getting out way ahead of everybody else. Leclerc leading the pack to everyone else as they come through. Bottas in the bottom, by the way. It looks like Stroll's getting held up by Van Dorn. Hate to see that. Yuki... Oh, Yuki out. Unfortunate. Where did doing P5? What a lap from the Williams, huh? What a lap. Good stuff, Jack. Good stuff. You were putting in a great audition tape to become our new reserve driver.
Ready to check?
Ready to check? Okay. Ready to check? Okay.
Head now to Q2.
Green light, green light.
Then Mick out there. I really want to get in Seb's way, but I really didn't want to get held up by Leclerc either. We should do pretty good. Mick running into Lando, got through, looks like pretty cleanly. Pierre looks like he's gonna catch Zhou. He also got held up briefly. Yeah, I mean, we were going out again regardless, but looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. Run another set of softs. Here comes in. Also another set of softs for him. And now we wait for the final lap here of Q2 to solidify and confirm our way into Q3 once again. Ocon getting out nice and early this time. Everyone getting out nice and early, apparently. Alright, Pierre might. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Ocon's likely gonna catch him, but we should be able to get him back on the main straight. Yeah, we will. Oh, it looks like we went side by side down the around Parabolica. There's that. Mick goes yellow first, yellow second. What's going on, Mick? Talk to me. No toe, no problem. Pierre goes faster. I mean, we're safe regardless, but across the line, Pierre jumps Leclerc on the lap where he got held up by Ocon coming out of the final corner, really sabotaging his beginning to the lap, but nonetheless we make it through pretty safely. I'm surprised I'm not seeing more grid penalties for engine components here. I feel like that's a pretty common thing.
Radio check, radio check.
Oh. Oh well. Everyone should get pretty much a clean lap. Except for maybe Seb. Now we'll get around Parabolica. We'll get a little tow from Danny Rick down the main straight. And pretty much down all of the straights. Pierre should be a lot faster than Danny Rick, and our car's dirty air cornering isn't necessarily that bad. He'll come around, come through, across the line, faster than Verstappen. Love to see it. Solid performance there from Pierre. I think Monza might actually be the move to actually get out a little bit closer to everyone else, just so you can get a bit more of a tow. So realistically, I might actually send Pierre first this time, a little closer, see if we can get a bit of a tow going. We'll give Mick a little bit more clean air right there. Pierre should get a bit of a tow from Verstappen, but with enough of a gap that he shouldn't run up on the back of him. And Mick we're going to give the maximum clean air to see if he can improve. We'll hop on board with Pierre as everyone else is starting their lap. We'll hop on board with Pierre. We'll jump over to Mick once Pierre finishes his lap. But down the main straight we go. Apparently they let them go a little bit more than I was intending. So Pierre should get a bit of a clean air run himself. Coming around the first long right-hander. There's the second chicane. A yellow for is the toe. I mean, the toe is a very powerful thing. I will 100% agree. Verstappen getting a tow from Lando here. We're not getting enough of a tow. We likely should have sent Mick and Pierre together. Pierre does go green, second sector. We'd love to see that, but it likely won't be a pole if Verstappen got enough of a tow here, which he does, and puts in 3/10 on us pretty much, and we cross the line. We don't improve. Mick, yeah, I kind of Monza is just apparently not the it's not the move not to give a tow. Mick does improve, not enough. A Red Bull Haas lineup for this one. I can't remember who had the grid penalty, but we'll see that here in a moment. But yeah, that's the wrong strategy for qualifying in Monza. I'm seeing now. It is Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, Daniel P5. Nice. Where did what's his name end up doing? What is that? P11, 12, 13, 14. Not bad. Not bad. But it's a front row start for Pierre and a second row start for Mick.
The time has come to fight.
We fight it out. Should be a pretty simple medium and soft run. I think we'll do a split this way for them. Yeah, we'll do the medium soft for Mick and the soft to medium for Pierre. Looks pretty, should be pretty straightforward. One stop, reverse one stop for both. Any safety car here likely helps us a lot. Should be a good one. Front row start for Pierre, second row start for Mick. Let's try and make something happen. Let's head to Monza, Italian Grand Prix up next.
I hope I'm not tempting fate here, but there are quite a few clouds overhead.
Better not rain, Crofty.
Here we are,
I'll be
in the
a little
oldest circuit in
peeved.
Europe. For this,
Verstappen on the
Italian
mediums. We
Grand
need
Prix.
to get a good start here.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Which looks like we do. We're gonna have the inside line into the first chicane. Got it. Oh, come on. Oh, it looks like the Red Bulls are also doing a split strategy. Mick, your job now is entirely try and get ahead. Oh, big crash, big crash. Maloney.
Let's have a
That
look.
was not the
Now
pop-up that I
just
thought it was.
focus on the
Let's go, Mick! Alright, we need to get Mick in front of Leclerc and try and hold up Leclerc as long as
I think
possible.
there's been contact on the track.
Yeah, this is
Here's
what I
the
want to see.
replay.
Going into that second
Look at
chicane,
this. It
dangerous.
was the Alpha Tauri
Too wide.
driver involved.
Oh, that's a big lineup.
That's the contact there.
Uh,
Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
The team are devastated.
Can't say I really saw exactly what happened. It looks like someone spun and that was that. Alright, Mick is ahead of Leclerc. Realistically, if we can get Mick ahead of Verstappen, I mean, obviously, if we can get Mick ahead of Verstappen, that would also be lovely. Maloney gets a penalty, not too surprising. Leclerc, oh, that's on the leader. Never mind. Beautiful stuff. Pierre on the soft should be able to, I mean, definitely will be able to hold off any kind of charge from Verstappen. Is there any kind of chance that we can make a move here with Mick? Let's see if we can make something happen when DRS gets re-enabled here. If we can get Mick ahead of Verstappen, that I think is best case scenario for us. Problem is, Verstappen obviously is a much better driver than Mick.
DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled.
And they're on the same tire. Should be relatively... Man, the pace difference is crazy. Also, if Norris loses DRS here, that's an absolute nightmare scenario for anyone not in the top 4. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but he's definitely flirting with it. You just pull out to try and pass Verstappen around the outside of Parabolica. That's sure what it looked like. Come on, Mick, pressure him. Pressure Verstappen into making a mistake. You've battled him so many times the last 2 seasons. You can do it. I mean, the good news about Monza is as long as the rest of the field doesn't make too many mistakes and stays bunched up as long as possible, then that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Because anyone on the, well, that's not a good, actually, it's not a good thing for whoever's on the softs now. Oh, do not go to the inside of Pierre. Do not do that. I mean, we're passengers at this point. I'm wondering how...
Haas with an overtake there.
I'm wondering how the everyone else being on a used, only having used softs left will impact this.
Haas with an overtake.
Oh my god, Mick. Jesus, that's a deployment all the way back. No. Oh, Mick has 0 DRS. Oh, it's funny. Perez and Norris do not have DRS to the top 4, so it's going to be a Haas and a Red Bull show pretty much the rest of the way. As long as Pierre can beat Leclerc and Mick can hang with Verstappen on their respective strategies, that is the goal. Mick is doing a great job of defending right now, actually. Oh, that's bad.
Red Bull gained a place.
All right, Pierre has a little bit of a gap. Well, by a little bit of a gap, I mean it's really only 1.4 seconds in a circuit where DRS is king. So I'm hoping that Mick will occupy Verstappen as long as possible. The good news is that it's also holding Leclerc back. So honestly, that's actually probably the best case scenario here. Side by side, yep. Yes, Mick, yes. Just occupy him, Mick. That's all we need. Honestly, just doing this is the best case scenario for us. Beautiful stuff, Mick. Beautiful stuff.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Speed this up a little bit. I mean, realistically, the softs are pitting in another 9 laps. So realistically, if we can keep Verstappen's got pace, man. He's got pace. Oh, we're back, baby. We're back. Well, we're back into a DRS train in the top 4, which, you know, isn't... It's not the worst thing that we've ever seen. So... It's not the worst thing we've ever seen. We are... I mean, as long as we're continually gaining on the next set... The next group, I think we're going to be A-okay. We're still... Pierre is still ahead of Leclerc. And Mick obviously is still right there with Verstappen. Pierre is still fighting off Verstappen off the front rip, so realistically I think we're A-okay. And there's gonna be a lot of jockeying for position and all that stuff, but realistically I think we're A-okay. We'll try and save a little bit of fuel for Pierre if we can. Again, the good news is that Leclerc has just kind of been hanging out. So, whoa, Pierre on standard fuel, defending into turn 1. Love to see it. Actually, love to be able to recharge ERS for Mick here. So many straight lines here that DRS should be able to do enough to hold us around. Let's see if I can get away with a cheeky harvest for both. I mean, this is just going to be a give and take going into turn 1 and before I can't remember the name of it. The other one after the next one after the second DRS zone, or into Parabolica. But realistically, DRS should allow us to be able to hold on, recharge ERS, save a little bit of fuel, relax a little bit, and continue on. We're nearing the pit window for the softs. Exactly what we're expecting. Here moves back into the lead. Realistically, I would love to be able to time this so Verstappen is leading when we go into the box, so he does not get DRS down the main straight in the lead. I think is the best case scenario here. Stroll! Making a mistake. Get strolled. You strolled yourself.
We've just had a car run
Oh wait, no,
away.
it was Seb. Why was Stroll like just sitting there? An odd one. Alright, Verstappen leading. I think we're okay with that.
Okay, energy's good.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll pop them both back onto neutral.
Loads of energy.
That should help the pace. Ideally, I'd like, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? I'd like Pierre to be in the lead so we can kind of start to push it. But at the same time, we don't want DRS is too strong around here for us to really do anything. I mean, even having Mick on push fuel isn't really doing a whole lot, so might as well save a little bit of fuel for him later. Yeah, I think we're kind of just continuing our march forward towards the heat death of the universe. We have a 6 to 6.5 second gap, 6-second gap to P5, which is lovely. The problem is we have to time our stops appropriately. I would love to know what Leclerc is gonna do here. What tires is Leclerc on? He's on 37. We're on 40. Leclerc has to be boxing this lap. Like, just has to be, right? Yeah, Leclerc boxes this lap, which means we box this lap.
We'll be boxing this lap.
Honestly, just relax and keep on keeping on. Mick, don't fight your teammate yet. Wait until the end of the lap. Need to keep an eye on this right here. Nice. Beautiful. Standard. Everything else is good. Make you no longer need to not fight. Even deploy out of this to really close the gap. Beautiful stuff. Pierre comes out. Oh, just behind. Look like, oh, all right, that should be no problem, honestly. We barely don't. I mean, a 2.7 second stop is the only reason that we lost track position there to Leclerc. A 2.7 stop is ridiculous. But Pierre should be able to. I mean, they're gonna sit there and go back and forth and do the thing. Mick is right on the Verstappen's gearbox. We continue marching on. I mean, realistically, I think we do that, and we just continue marching on. Everyone else, I think, is on. Everyone who hasn't boxed yet, yeah. Leclerc and Gasly are the top leaders of the soft. Ooh, someone goes to the hard. Ooh. Eee. Joe, ooh, you let him do you like that? That's a decision, my guy. That's a decision. Yeah, Mick and Verstappen are kind of just going to be going back and forth on this a lot. Oh, the back marker. Oh, the back marker. Oh, Mick is getting screwed here. I already know. Yep, lost a bunch. Oop, not what I wanted. Come on, Mick. I mean, realistically, Mick is gonna be able to. Mick is gonna be able to hold on to him
Haas with an overtake there.
as he overtakes Leclerc. I mean, these two are gonna go back and forth a lot. They should have the pace to catch that front group. Should.
Red Bull gained a place.
I mean, they're running over a second faster than Ocon and Bottas. So realistically, I mean, that gap is already closed. they're already there on the back of that group. The problem is Leclerc is already moved up. We need to as well. Yes, Pierre, we can't afford to fall too far back from the Red Bull. We need to be there the whole way. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, that was gross. Alright, you guys can stop going too wide literally at any moment, by the way. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. Oh, he's so far up the road already. Oh, splitting. Oh my god, Pierre, what was that? That was the most gross thing I've ever seen. Alright, Doohan is not getting DRS right here, which means this should be a very simple yes, but please make the move anyway. Thank you. Now the problem is though that 0.4, 0.5 ahead to Leclerc is a pain. And now we're gonna have Doohan attacking us pretty much the rest of the way as well. Unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna have to toast our ERS here to try and claw back in. We have a little bit. We should be getting a little baby toe at this point. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. Just leave it. We gotta get back into, once we get back into DRS once, then we're good. Like, we're so good. Come on, just a little bit. Someone made a mistake into turn 1. I know Harvest. Perez running wide.
So let's look at this.
Getting pressurized from his teammate. Uh-oh. Ooh. And then just dives back onto the circuit. Eee. And now 10-second gap exists between Mick and Verstappen and everyone else. Perfect. Pierre now should be able to, I mean, pretty much charges ERS all the way back. We're okay getting dragged around by Leclerc here. It's like a new fastest lap while harvesting. That's lovely. You two continue on. Mick, we are going to be monitoring you. Realistically, we probably want to be trying to undercut Verstappen. Realistically. One, because the tires are slightly worse. And two, our slow pit stops are going to be the heat death of the universe for us. So harvest up. And we're gonna be boxing. Oh, all right. And I trust Mick to box him like this lap. And I trust him to do that. I don't know. What's a pit stop? What's the pit loss here? 29 seconds? I mean, we're looking at coming out like down here. Ooh, I really don't want to come out in that group. Really don't. So we continue on. We'll box on the lap. We'll box on the lap. Woo, Verstappen goes weirdly interesting. Very interesting. That's an odd choice. Especially considering they're likely not going to have a new set of tires. But all right, Mick, we need a quality paced lap on 37% tires left. Verstappen is going to be held up in traffic here. And he actually comes out behind Leclerc and Gasly, which is lovely.
Energy's good.
Copy.
That's fine. You can push. All right. Mick into the box. You're going side by side with Leclerc.
Haas with an oversight
Everyone else
there.
also does the box. Do come out ahead of Mick, who comes out ahead of Verstappen. No. Close. Close, but no
Haas
cigar.
have moved up the field.
All right. We are in the end game now. 20 laps remaining. This is going to get spicy the rest of the way. I can already guarantee. Verstappen does have 7 seconds to make up. And Mick is right behind him. Is right on the tail. Perez does finally box. And we're back to a Haas and Red Bull sandwich. Mick overtaking Verstappen. Lamau. I'm hoping Mick can just occupy Verstappen enough to hold on, but he also is on the soft compound.
Gained a place.
So realistically, this is going to be an interesting race. I mean, at this point, there's not a whole lot we can really do. I mean, Pierre and Leclerc are going to be trading it back and forth. Mick and Verstappen likely also just going to be trading it back and forth. I don't know realistically if that's going to change. Well, it looks like Mick wasn't able to make the move recently. There he goes, though. So, I mean, they are definitely catching. They are definitely catching. They're going to catch us. This is an interesting proposition for Mick, though. I mean, Mick hasn't really had the realistic chance at a win at a fast tire at the end of the race. There's still a 6-second gap. Mick has done a great job of occupying Verstappen. Leclerc also been a bit of a pain.
A new race position for Haas.
A safety car here likely shafts everyone. 13 laps remaining. And it's still a Red Bull sandwich. But that gap between the soft tires and these medium tires is coming down now to 5 seconds with only 12 laps remaining. Back markers might. Oh, Verstappen! Verstappen made a mistake. What was that?
Like
oh, he spins!
Take a look at the replay.
Uh-oh! Mick Schumacher pressures Verstappen into a huge mistake. Oh my goodness. A 2.8 second gap between Verstappen and Mick. Mick now with a bunch of clean air. Mick, you are now free to push fuel literally as much as you want. We want Mick to stay out or keep Verstappen out of DRS as long as possible here, as we are now under 10 laps remaining here. What a fascinating one here. Verstappen making the rare mistake, and now Mick with the benefit of some clean air and DRS off of Maloney. That's a nightmare for Verstappen. Well, he will get the same benefit at some point. That's not what you want when you're trying to catch a Schumacher. I would love Mick to catch up to us. What times is he running? We ran at 123.6. He runs at 123.1. So he's gaining 4.5 tenths a lap. Not enough laps at this point for Mick to really catch up. We could deploy and just really try and, you know, get him along as much as we can. Because if we can get Mick up and pressure Leclerc with Mick, then that would be great for us. The problem is we don't really have the ERS to make that work. The good news is, though, Verstappen hasn't really started making moves yet. He now has 43% soft tires, though. I think this is the thing that we've been seeing, that we were expecting to see with the used tires. No, not like this. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, thank God.
That just crashed.
I will see that.
Now have a watch of this.
Oh, that's a huge potential. Lock on. Oh, huge lockup from the Williams.
There's the hit, and it's crystal clear who was in the wrong there.
Yuki, my guy. You can't be doing that. Alright, it looks like... Alright, Verstappen still has a 3.6 second gap. We have to lower mixed fuel just in case. Gasly and Leclerc are still doing the thing. But now we're catching up to back markers, though, which is less than good because Leclerc is going to start getting DRS as well from Yuki. We're going to have to be very mindful here. We'll start hopping on board now. We have all of the ERS, though, is the beautiful thing. Is the beautiful thing. Alright, I think we go now, actually. Because if we can catch up to the back markers at key moments, then we can get DRS off of them. And effectively just hold on. Alright, Pierre, this is your moment. Let's get him. Mick, literally just don't bin it. Literally just don't bin it.
Last lap.
Last lap. Pierre gets DRS. That's exactly what I needed to see. Yes. That is exactly what I needed to see. We get DRS from them. And we, 1.3 seconds. It's over. 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 He already have the fastest lap. Masterful stuff, Pierre. Getting DRS off the back marker, flying away. It looks like Leclerc also got held up by a back marker, but nonetheless, Pierre got a beautiful race from Pierre. Wins
Checker flag.
the Italian Grand Prix, and Mick, massive Mick, P3 beats Verstappen. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, car was great. Thank you.
Love the line. Yeah, car was great.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in.
Beautiful stuff. Oh god, we're not even developing the car anymore,
Lots of pickup.
except for one more underfloor, and we're still winning races. Oh, let's go. Beautiful stuff. Man, Ferraris, I feel like I say it every episode, but Ferraris having an absolute nightmare of a season, not gonna lie. Say the line, Crofty.
A brilliant performance from the Haas driver.
You know it. You know it. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, Pierre. God, we're turning losses in qualifying into wins in the race. Look at that, a 1-3 double podium for Haas. God, so good. Very nice, Pierre. Very nice. We'll give Mick his moment as well.
Sensational achievement for that Haas driver, it has to be said. They'll be absolutely ecstatic to finish up there.
Yeah, I would say so. What a day. What a day. It's so good. Attaboy, Mick.
But there we have
Attaboy,
all three
Charles.
drivers that are taking home the silverware along with the most valuable points. This is a good result for Haas. More than enough to satisfy the whole
Yeah, I would
team.
say so. Yeah.
Indeed, the team has demonstrated technical.
We are very proud of our achievements. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Pierre, once again, 10 points, 16 races, and 12 wins for Pierre. Oh, so good. So good. And look at, flying away. Look at Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren are just doing nothing down here, by the way. We are now 95 points ahead of Red Bull. 95 points ahead. Let's go. Another good chunk of change in the bank account. $4 million coming to Haas. And we're coming down to it. I mean, realistically, we need to start doing the math. We're locking up the I think the drivers might be locked up now. The constructors is getting a lot closer. It's coming. It's a matter of when, not if. And we are, we're on our way. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop there for tonight. Seems like a good place to stop. I'm pretty tired. I've been very low energy all day. Couple of wins, couple of surprise wins for the lads today. We're coming down to the end of season 4, and realistically, I mean, we're winning dual championships this season, which is exactly what I wanted. We're gonna start to be able to branch out a little bit more off of just F1 manager stuff. So there is that. It'll come sooner rather than later, but I'm gonna get out of here. Sentinel and DJ, I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll be back again on a Wednesday. We will have probably this week, we'll probably wrap up season 4 of Haas, win a couple of championships, and then next week we'll probably start doing some more variety stuff, some more fun stuff. We might start looking into some mod stuff. I know I've seen a lot of cool mod stuff on other people's YouTube channels, so we might start playing around with that a little bit. But for now, I think that's going to wrap it up for me today. I am going to get out of here. You guys, I appreciate you, and I'll be back again on Wednesday for some more fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one.